करने की विश्व आयुर्वेद परिषद की मीटिंग है, फिर भी मैं रहूंगा, जुड़ूंगा।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
और
मैं
दूसरी वेबिनार में भी निरंतर
जी
रखूंगा, जुड़ा
जी
रहूंगा मैं आप फील्ड वाले में।
या thank you all. We would like to invite you, welcome you on behalf of Independent Research Ethics Society, AYUSH Samriddhi International Webinar Series, and we are celebrating Wind Day, Global Wind Day today. Thank you, Dr. Ji. Thank you, Suparna Madam, for joining us. Thank you very much. You are the pillar of AYUSH Samriddhi, and our milestone is 2471. So thank you very much again. And without wasting much time, I would like to request Dr. Suparna Sanyal Mukherjee Madam for her valuable guidance.
Thank you. Very good evening to the all dignitaries over here. I convey my best regards and gratitude to the AYUSH SAMRIDDHI platform for giving me such an opportunity and the challengeable issue. Basically, the wind energy in India is playing an instrumental role in the global shift and towards sustainable energy, leading the way in the adoption of renewable energy solutions. Basically, if we can examine the benefits of the wind energy in India and its positive environmental effects, with particular focus on the work of the essential energy, the energetic energy and energy limited. So that's why we can see that the sustainable energy source, the wind energy is captured by the turbines that transform kinetic energy into electrical energy to fight climate change and improve energy security. And wind energy plays a crucial role in the shift to more sustainable energy system, with the goal of supplying a significant amount of the country's energy needs by the target year is 2030. And the wind energy has become an important flag barrier of renewable energy in India due to its endless supply and minimal environmental impact. So how we can introduce this wind energy, because it is a natural energy and the natural resource. Wind is a naturally occurring resource that is plentiful and renewable. It is especially common in wide areas. Basically the wind areas of the Gujarat, Rajasthan, and this Uttarakhand and UP, like that. And like Tamil Nadu also, Gujarat also, since wind is renewable and can be used without harming the environment, unlike fossil fuels, it is also essential to sustainable energy plants. So, increased energy capacity by installing more sophisticated wind turbines, it is now possible to capture the wind energy to a greater extent, and which helps to satisfy regional and local energy needs while also promoting the ecological preservation. And we can also protect and we can also foster the biodiversity through this wind energy, which leading the way in the wind energy industry, like KP Energy Limited provides state-of-art wind turbine generators, which is very optimized energy production while reducing their negative environmental effects. Our turnkey solutions, which can guarantee our clients a hassle-free and smooth experience by providing a full package from project inception to commissioning for wind for farm projects across India. Wind farm projects is a very important part of the restoring wind energy, and when the restoration is needed, we can supply it according to the need. The cost effectiveness of the wind energy is economical as well as sustainable because of economics of the scale and technological advancement. Wind power has become less expensive than traditional fossil fuel. If we can accept the growth in emerging nations like India, which has been depending upon of its affordability, So our people, those who are below poverty line, the lower operating cost is also affecting, also introduced by this the wind energy, and this the modern wind turbines need less maintenance, and long run wind energy is a cost effective alternative because of the decrease in the operating expenses. Um, Another one point is very important for the sustainability and profitability. The wind energy innovation advances wind power becomes a variable energy sources. Consumers and investors who care about the environment and drawn to its sustainability, they can encourage the further investment in the industry. Advantages of wind energy in India includes not only economic incentives but also long-term sustainability and environmental preservation. So that's why we can, depending upon the wind energy and wind farms, which is very profitable for the lower rank people and the clients to get the best possible returns of their investment. Our team and that if we can make the teamwork is very good to foster this wind energy, and this we can make the understanding to the Indian wind energy business, and also able to spot possibilities that others may overlook. So making as a profitable partner, sharing business wind energy is a prime source to foster the economic sustainability. And it also can reduce the carbon footprint. The adopting wind energy is a must for the reducing carbon footprint of energy production. It is also serve as a replacement of fossil fuel based power generation. And this use of wind energy significantly reduces the emissions of greenhouse gases. And compared to fossil fuels, wind energy produces far fewer grams of carbon dioxide equivalent per kilowatt hour of electricity produced. Hence, the reducing the carbon footprint associated with power production. In this striking contrast, the amounts of CO2 emitted per kilowatt hour by coal and natural gases are much greater. That's why the wind energy, and which can contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs), like 17 goals have been identified till now, and of which the wind energy, the wind power helps achieve the number of SDGs by provoking the clean energy, like the related to cheap, clean energy, tackling climate change, the creating sustainable cities and communities. The implementation promotes the sustainable manufacturing, lenses the effect on the environment, and the makes clean energy more accessible. And enhancement of air quality, this the wind energy can enhance the air quality, the favorable impact of air quality in addition to lowering carbon emissions. Wind turbines provide energy without emitting air pollutants, which helps to promote the public health and environmental quality, in contrast to power station and the burn coal or gases. So lowering, if we want to lowering our carbon footprint and advancing sustainable development, the priorities of the wind energy has been introduced, and the carbon emission reduction thanks to our wind energy solution, which can keep us the more sustainable, and the economic sustainability, cost effectiveness, environmental less environmental pollution, the environmental sustainability, all has been coincide with this the wind energy system. And wind energy also advantages to non-stop working for a cleaner, greener future. And even if we are praise this the our accomplishment, this the creation of new jobs may be enhanced, because there is a plenty of provisions of the new jobs, because it is a totally industry, and this industry can develop, and there is so many types of executives, the laborer, wage laborer is needed, and more than the lakhs employment should be generated in this the wind energy production and system maintenance. So skill development and training is also very important for that, because those who are expert, they can produce training. They can teach the especially those who will be the worker. So this is the another system how the education can develop, the education orientation can develop this wind energy system, and they should have the knowledge. That's why we can say that the wind energy is particularly important for the meeting India's energy demand by 2030, and in a sustainable manner as the nation grows its portfolio of renewable energy sources. India is making great progress towards a more sustainable and greener future, thanks to enterprise and thanks to other enterprise, the prices, those who have introduced this wind energy for the developing India and sustainable development goal. They want to reach to the sustainable development goal, and we are very keen to achieve, and we are very keen to reach the goal by this wind energy practices. And this is the innovation intervention, and it is the process by which we can develop our youth, we can develop our mass, especially the society at large, the people at large, those who are living in the Indian society. So Ayush also have the very important footprint in this wind energy system, because Ayush are giving the chances to foster this developmental world, because the Ayush can give the it is the environmental enhancement, and Ayush can produce the system where the trainer, then the executives, the all the workers, so those are working in this firm or industry, they should be good health and good practices through this Ayush. And Ayush is the betterment of the life sustainability, and it is also the to reach the sustainable development goal. The Ayush is another one key factor, and Ayush is another one parameter, important parameter to reach this sustainable development goal. Thank you very much. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much. We are grateful to you communicate your expertise in excellent manner, madam. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now
Thank
I
you,
would
sir.
now I would like to request Dr. Sakat Kumar Basuji. Dr. Sakat ji, Swagatam.
Thank you, Sarvaji. Indeed, today I extend my sincere gratitude to Madam for giving a wonderful introduction before I started. So thank you very much, and also acknowledge the great loss of life that we had today for an uneventful accident. In so many lives were lost. I pray to Almighty that they find solace, and the families lost who lost their closed one has the strength to withstand this difficult time. So thank you once again. Once called windmills, wind energy, the technology now, which is used to harness the power of wind, has advanced significantly over the last 30 years. And with the United States and Canada increasing wind power capacity by 30 to 40% year over year, now it's a formidable technology across North America. Even Mexico is picking up through exchanges of technology transfer between the North American Treaty Alliance, and under which alternative energy resources are being shared, and wind energy is becoming a significantly important technology that is being widely shared. Wind energy is actually the byproduct of a sun in certain ways. The sun's uneven heating of the atmosphere and the Earth's irregular surfaces, mountains and valleys, and the planet's revolution around the sun all combine to create natural wind, as we have all studied in case of our standard geography. But this wind is plentiful in supply. It's a resource for long as the sun's ray heat up the planet. In addition, because of wind power is a growing industry now, it's adding to thousands of jobs to communities around the North America. And we also sincerely believe that as we extend this in Gujarat, I have seen they have started working in producing windmills down there along the Kutch and other areas. Overall, will have definitely increased job as well as improve the energy sector of an energy-starved country like India. Currently, there are utility-scale wind plants in 41 of the 50 states, and particularly in the western states of Canada, that has created more than 100,000 jobs for the American and at least close to 20,000 jobs in Canada. So this is a very promising industry that has been making significant contributions. it is important to suggest that wind energy, like the wind power, harness the kinetic energy of the moving air or wind to generate this electricity. This is achieved through wind turbines that convert the wind motion into rotational energy, which then drives the generator to produce electricity. Now, how the wind energy works, there are four basic principles. First is the wind turbine operation. These are gigantic machine, almost like a vehicle, like your Artica and size of a vehicle, where the wind turbines, often grouped in wind farms, have large blades that rotates when the wind blows. It results in the kinetic energy conversion. The rotating blades turn a rotor, which is connected to a generator, and then the generator converts the rotational energy into electrical energy, or in other words, the mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. As we all know that energy can be converted from one form to another, it cannot be created or destroyed, which is then set to the grid for the distribution. It is an important renewable source. Wind being a renewable source, and this is an alternative energy source and a very powerful and one of the most choiced area of renewable energy sources around the world, particularly in areas where there is extremely windy, and it is beneficial to use this alternative generative energy by cutting down on the cost of coal, petroleum, and other fossil fuel-based energy supplies. Now, what are the advantages of the wind energy? In very simple terms, this is renewable and abundant, wind being a readily available and constantly replenished natural resource, so there is no cost in generating the wind, and hence we are harvesting this resource and converting the mechanical energy of the rotation of the blades into electrical energy transferred through the grid. This is clean and environmental friendly. Wind energy does not produce greenhouse gas emissions or have air pollution to that extent, making it a much cleaner alternative non-fossil fuel choice for people opting for this or countries opting for this energy cost. And it is cost effective in the sense that wind energy is becoming increasingly cost effective over the time as the technology is shaping. The materials used in the construction of the towers, the blades, etc., are being modified, and the cost is considerably coming down. Initially, the cost has been quite high and had been criticized, particularly the amount of energy that is being used, the conventional energy that has been used in producing these frames and the huge blades and stuff that is a part of the constituent of the machine of the windmill, has been criticized because this is generated through conventional energy. But over the time, as new materials are being transferred, cost-effective generation process is being utilized, the cost-benefit ratio has improved. But there are certain limitations of the wind energy and certain negative effects too that we need to highlight at the same time, is because there is the intermittency that we need to understand, that wind is cheap, wind is available, but there are stages because weather is unpredictable and the climate change, the weather pattern is changing across and around the world. Wind is not always available. This is something that we need to understand. And then the electricity generation can fluctuate with the wind speed. Sometimes there is turbulence, sometimes there is gale, sometimes there is still wind, and sometimes there is extremely violent winds and stuff. So the fluctuation and the frequency and the velocity of wind has an impact on the electricity generation. There is a visual impact in the sense that in many countries, it has been criticized that it is resulting in a visual pollution, in the sense that the countryside or the nature or the bottom of the mountain is overloaded with this gigantic part, making it look bad. Land use has been criticized in many countries where they are being put inside the farming lands, and sometimes they're interfering with the agricultural processes, resulting in accidents and stuff, and taking up lands in that particular way. But in many other places, they are usually located in areas or in lands which are not agronomically suitable or where there is no agriculture. So the land use may not be that big of a use, but there are certain consequences of too many windmills generated at one point, is because it has been seen that during strong winds and stuff, they create a suction force that is dragging in insects, migratory birds, bats, and other aerial animals which fly through that particular zone. There are reports that there has been significant amount of decrease in bird population in areas where we are having this, because windborne insects and birds and bats are getting constantly hit by the rotating blades. Many countries do not want to highlight upon the rate of the damage on the environment, particularly because it's a very sensitive issue, but this has significant impact. There is a cost of maintenance, and over every 5 to 10 years, there is a degradation in the quality of the electricity generation, and the replacement is still not very cost effective in that particular sense. But research is on, and we'll definitely figure out that we will find suitable viable alternatives to replace them. So what are the best use of the wind energy currently on this planet is particularly electricity generation. Wind turbines are a primary generation source for electricity. Pumping sources, particularly in rural areas, in vast areas where pumping of water is necessary for the irrigation purpose. Wind energy is integrated with the pumping of the water and distribution of irrigation water to dry lands, where it has helped in extensively changing forest areas and agriculture and making it green, because adequate supply of water could be transferred because of this pumping facility available from this. Grinding grains, windmills have been used in traditional countries in also grinding grains, but in modern windmill part, this grain grinding has been in part. Sometimes it has been used initially in part of sailing and stuff, but with this new century, this technology has been removed. And mostly now it is used for agriculture, particularly supplying to the more than the domestic areas. It is more in the industrial and agricultural sector that the wind energy is being distributed across the grid, is because most of them are placed outside cities, towns, municipalities, or corporation around wilderness areas, outside cities and towns, and hence agricultural areas or industries which are located outside these towns and cities get much benefit of these energy supplies at this particular point of time. So this is an alternative and a renewable energy that is here to come and survive. And as the world is changing and climate change is causing significant problem to our existence, to our economy at this particular point of time, this clean source of energy is becoming increasingly popular and is here to stay. So with time, more and more modifications to the design of the windmills, the blades, and the operation and the electricity generation in the process are getting more efficient and cost effective. And there seems to be a great future with respect to employment and development and generation of energy for the coming years, both in developed and underdeveloped developing countries. The technology transfer process is still not very smooth, particularly for poorer countries to avail it. But down next to 10, 15 years, I do think that the technology transfer process will be much easier and will help the countries to build in their own infrastructure for the windmill. So thank you very much. I conclude my presentation here. And once again, I pray to Almighty for the souls that we lost today on this devastating accident that we had. Thank you very much, Dr. Sharma.
Thank you very much. Thank you. बहुत अच्छा रहा आज का ये विंड का, आपने बिल्कुल कुरान डाल दिए जी सब टॉपिक में। बहुत
Thank
बहुत
you,
आभार
Sharma.
दोनों का, बहुत बहुत आभार।
आज मन बड़ा दुखद है इतने सारे लोगों की मर जाने से. वी आर ऑल वेरी सैड, लाइक वी आर ऑल वाचिंग ऑन द टेलीविजन. द डिवास्टेशन इज सो ग्रेट, इज वेरी वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट. हाँ, यस, इसीलिए मन बड़ा दुखी है आज.
ऐसा कभी भी ना हो, किसी के साथ ना हो, सर जी, किसी के साथ ना हो। बहुत
यही
दुखी,
प्रार्थना है भगवान से कि ऐसा किसी के साथ भी ना हो.
हम लोगों को जिंदगी में दोबारा ना देखना पड़े, हमारे बाद भी ना हो, लेकिन हम लोगों
एकदम
को,
एकदम ही करेक्ट.
मतलब क्या गजब है बोल